and Mark," she suggested, sipping her latte like she just dropped the mic. I scoffed. "Online dating? That's like dumpster diving for love." But Jess, bless her stubborn heart, wasn't having any of it. "Not all dumpsters, Lily. You just gotta find the right one. Give it a shot. Peer pressure's a thing, folks." So, I caved, setting up a profile on one of those dating sites, fully expecting a circus of clowns. At first, it was exactly that. Messages flooded in, each one making me more cynical than the last. "Hey, beautiful, wanna see my comic book collection?" Or, "Do you believe in love at first swipe?" Just as I was about to chuck my laptop out the window, a message popped up. Not the usual drivel. This one was different. "Saw you're into tech. Ever debate the merits of Python over Java over a cup of coffee?" Now, that caught my attention. A guy speaking my language. I bit, replying with, "Only if you're ready to admit Python's superiority in certain applications." Meet Alex. Sales manager by day, charming nerd by also day. He worked for his mom's company, something that usually would have had me running for the hills, but there was something about him. Easygoing, sociable, and didn't live in his mom's basement, a rarity in my dating history. We met up, and the connection was instant. Coffee turned into dinner, dinner into late-night walks, and before I knew it, 6 months had flown by. Then, out of the blue, he popped the question. Not over a grand gesture, but quietly, sincerely, during one of our night walks. "Lily, I can't imagine my life without you. Marry me?" I was stunned, elated, and a million other emotions. But mostly, I was happy. Genuinely, deeply happy. "Yes," I whispered, and the city lights seemed to dance just for us that night. So, here I am, engaged to a guy I met on the very platform I mocked, ready to start that dream family. Meeting Alex's mom, Eleanor, felt like being called into the principal's office long after you've graduated. You know you haven't done anything wrong, but the nerves kick in anyway. So there I was, standing on her doorstep, practicing my most charming smile, while internally preparing for a siege. Alex squeezed my hand, mistaking my battle readiness for jitters. "She's gonna love you," he whispered, but his voice lacked the conviction of a man betting on a sure thing. The door swung open, and there she stood, Eleanor. Not a dragon per se, but she had that look. You know, the one, like she could read your life story at a glance, and find it lacking. "Lily, this is my mom." "Mom, Lily." Alex did the intros like he was presenting his science project. Eleanor's eyes narrowed, taking me in. "Lily, so, you're the one who's captured my son's heart." Her tone made it sound like I'd done it with dark magic. "Pleasure to meet you, Mrs. Hamilton. Alex speaks very highly of you." She waved off the formalities. "Please, call me Eleanor. Let's not stand on ceremony." Her living room was like stepping into a magazine. Not a speck of dust or a pillow out of place. We sat, and the interrogation began. "I hear you're in IT. That's a demanding field," she started, casual as if commenting on the weather. "Yes, it is. But it's rewarding. I love the challenges," I said, trying to sound confident and not like I was defending my life choices. And how do you find the work-life balance?" "Alex tells me you're quite ambitious." Was that a hint of disapproval? "I manage. We both do. It's about priorities, right?" She hummed non-committally, sipping her tea like a queen, pondering her next move. "Alex has always had a varied taste in women. What makes you different?" Ouch. That was a jab. I glanced at Alex, hoping for a lifeline, but he was busy examining his tea as if it held the secrets of the universe. "I'm not sure I have to be different." I shot back, a little more defensively than intended. "I care about Alex. That should count for something." Eleanor leaned in, eyes sharp. "Of course, dear. But you must understand, as his mother, it's my job to be cautious." Many have tried to, let's say, take advantage of our family's position. I wasn't sure whether to be offended or amused. With all due respect, Eleanor, I'm not interested in your family's position. I have my own career, my own goals. Alex is not a means to an end for me. There was a brief flicker of something in her eyes, respect, maybe? Or surprise? Hard to tell. Very well, Lily. We shall see. Time does have a way of revealing true intentions, she said, her voice soft, but carrying a weight that felt like a veiled threat. Alex finally found his voice as dessert was served. Mom, Lily's amazing. You'll see. We're good for each other. Eleanor smiled, but it didn't quite reach her eyes. I certainly hope so, Alex. For your sake. The rest of the visit passed in a blur of polite conversation and thinly veiled barbs from Eleanor. As we left, Alex was apologetic, whispering assurances that it went better than expected. Better than expected? I couldn't help but laugh, albeit bitterly. Your mom's got a sharp tongue. I felt like I was on trial. Alex winced. She's protective, that's all. Give her time. She'll come around. I nodded, though doubts swirled like storm clouds. Meeting Eleanor was like venturing into a lion's den, armed with nothing but good intentions and a stubborn streak. After tying the knot, Alex and I settled into my apartment, transforming it from mine to ours, with every shared laugh, argument, and makeup kiss. Life was good, or at least as good as it gets when you're navigating the newlywed phase alongside dodging the occasional curveball from family. Speaking of family, Eleanor, Alex's mom, threw us a fastball that could knock anyone off their feet. It happened during one of those obligatory family dinners at her place, which was more like a museum than a home. Every fork and knife had to be perfectly aligned, a metaphor for how Eleanor viewed life, I guess. Halfway through dinner, with a smile that was too tight to be genuine, she dropped her bomb. I've been thinking, she began, casting a glance between Alex and me. This apartment living is beneath you, Alex. And Lily, dear, you too, of course. Why don't you move into the mansion with me? There's more than enough room, and it would be beneficial for all of us. I almost choked on my wine. Alex, always the diplomat, responded before I could recover. Mom, that's really generous, but Lily and I are happy in our apartment. It's our space, and we're enjoying making it our own. Eleanor's smile faltered, but she quickly masked it with a sip of her wine. Oh, but think of the advantages. Besides, it would give us a chance to become closer, don't you think? The idea of being closer to Eleanor sent a shiver down my spine. Before I could formulate a polite but firm refusal, Alex squeezed my hand under the table, a silent plea for patience. We really appreciate the offer, Mom, but we've made our decision. We're staying put, he said with finality. Eleanor's eyes narrowed, and I knew this was far from over. But for the moment, she dropped the subject, moving on to less contentious topics like the weather and her garden club's latest drama. A few weeks after that dinner, Eleanor announced she was coming to see our apartment for the first time. Just a friendly visit, she claimed. Friendly my foot. I knew a reconnaissance mission when I saw one. The day arrived, and so did Eleanor, her entrance grandiose as if she were gracing a royal court instead of our humble abode. She greeted us with air kisses, then proceeded to inspect our apartment with the scrutiny of a drill sergeant. This is it, then, she said, her voice laden with a mix of disappointment and disbelief